Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're going to get started in just one moment, get a few more people in here. But welcome to the Classroom Conversation series on the Intuit Hour of Finance Challenge. Let's give it a moment for others to come on in the room. All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Classroom Conversation series on the Intuit Hour of Finance Challenge. My name is Nick Chapman. I am a program manager here for Intuit for Education, and I've been involved with the Hour of Finance Challenge for the past 3 years, and I'm very excited to share what we've got for you this year. So, with that being said, we're going to get into it here. As we get started here today, I'd like you to reflect on the questions on the screen. What would drive you to recommend an activity to a fellow educator? So if you wouldn't mind just popping some responses into the chat as we get going there, drive a little engagement early on here. What would drive you to recommend an activity to a fellow educator? I love it. Fun, engaging, and relevant. Yes. Interactive, ease of understanding. Love it. Beneficial for students. Develop student engagement. Yes. Simple and effective, something fun, topical. I think these are all great attributes right now of something that we might want to share with others. Communication, leadership in the classroom, something that's relevant to students, real world application. Excellent. Well, I appreciate everyone's input on that. I think you're going to start to set up see some of the things that we've been building here for you, and hopefully you're going to find some things that you might find engaging and enriching to share with others. So let's turn now to our first poll question for today. Uh, just to show of hands out there or in the poll there, is this your first time taking part in the Hour of Finance Challenge? Please let us know. Give everyone a moment to answer that poll question. And then Joy, maybe in the background, you can find out what those results are and put those in the chat. I'd love to see those as we get going here. So we're going to talk about the Intuit Hour Finance Challenge today. Oh, here we go. We have some results there. It looks like many of you are new educators for the first time, and some of you are returning. So, excellent. I hope to show all the newcomers here all the great things about our finance challenge, and for those that have been with us before, I hope to show you some of the changes we've made and improvements we've made to this year's challenge to make it more engaging and exciting for you and your students. So, thanks for being with us. The Intuit is challenging educators nationwide to bring 1 hour of financial literacy into your classroom and help us to make today's generation the most financially confident yet. This is our third annual version of the Hour of Financial Challenge. Is super easy to implement. Free plug and play resources and activities that have been designed for educators of all backgrounds, all subject areas. The challenge can be completed in 60 minutes or less. And yes, it can even fit in your 40-minute class period. We're going to show you how to do that. And the best part of it all, there's virtually no advanced preparation required. So we're going to go through a quick video right now, and we're going to hear from some educators that have already participated in this year's challenge and learn a little bit about what's going on.
The Hour of Finance is a tool that you can use to spark curiosity and wonder around financial literacy in your classroom.
You know, as soon as you open it up and you realize how interactive it is and everything that students are going to need is built right into the system.
It was very easy to implement the Hour Finance.
You click a link and you drop in the code, and it's that simple. It's up and running, and kids are jumping into the game. I feel like the students were really engaged with the game throughout the process. I could see when their score went low, they wanted to bump it up higher.
And looking to see what each other got, to see what decisions did you make that caused your score to go over to 800, and how can I apply that to my business?
This is a very engaging game, a very teenage-friendly game.
The game definitely made me more interested in doing finance.
Having Intuit support us in this is absolutely incredible, because at the end of the day, it's about transforming schools from places kids have to be to places kids want to be.
I feel that financial literacy is one of the most important things you can leave a classroom with.
So the online games that are offered within the challenge are meant to engage students with the core concepts of personal finance like credit and budgeting. Students are going to be challenged to navigate real world scenarios as they learn about the compounding impacts of some micro money decisions in terms of running a business. There's minimal time investment to implement the Hour Finance Challenge. It can be easily implemented in a 60 minutes or less and will definitely fit within a 40-minute class period. The plug and play design is requires little to no prep time or subject matter expertise. And in fact, it really could be a great activity for a substitute lesson plan if you're going to be out of class for a day. Just a simple, engaging lesson that anyone can come in and execute the students. Now, one of the more exciting features of this year's challenge is that there's an opportunity for where schools that participate with multiple educators, they can be eligible for awards, including banners, trophies, badges, and cash awards for school supplies. So let me talk a little bit more about what that looks like. If you have two educators that participate from a school, you'll be recognized at our Catalyst tier, which means you'll be recognized with a digital badge. However, if you can get to 3 or 4 educators that participate with a class of students from a school, you'll be moved into the momentum tier. And in the momentum tier, you're going to get that digital badge. You're going to get a school banner that is sent to your school that you can display. And you'll receive $50 per teacher that can be used towards classroom supplies. So that's $150, $200 coming your way just for participating in your class. And if you can get 5 or more teachers from your school to participate, you'll be recognized in the velocity tier, which includes the digital badge, a school banner, plus a trophy, and $100 per teacher that participates. So you could earn upwards of $1,000 for your school to support some school supplies, classroom supplies for your program, for your classrooms. So really, really a nice benefit for educators to share this out and to participate. So what does it take to get going? The easiest thing to do is to go to this link right here, intuit.com/hour of finance. There you're going to get all of the information on the challenge activities. It's a very streamlined, very easy to use site. We'll walk you through here later in the session. But when you get there, you're going to click on register today, and that's going to take you to the registration page. Most of you will be registering as a school or an educator. If you are not part of a school and you are here as a part of an after-school program or a community partner, community-based organization, you would sign up here as a community organization. When you sign up, you will receive a confirmation email that will include your join code that you'll be using to participate. Please make sure you check both your school email account and your personal email account for that confirmation email. Sometimes the emails get caught up in a school filter or school IT filters, and they don't always make it through to the school domain. So check your personal email as well. The other important thing to note here is that each teacher must register individually. So each teacher will get their own join code that's associated with the school. And that is what helps to place you into the tiers. So when the multiple educators register and participate, that's what qualifies you for the awards and the classroom supply money. Very simple to participate. 3 very easy steps. Number 1, you're going to choose the activity. You'll review the activities that are available. Number 2, you'll share the student challenge page link with your students. And number 3, you'll give them the join code that they need to enter to play. So let's go through and we're just going to review the activities right now. We have 2 great engaging online games for students to play. The first is Intuit Credit Climber. And this is a game that was built by Intuit this year to expose students to the impact of financial decisions on their credit score as it relates to building a small business. And we've also partnered this year with Next Gen Personal Finance to bring you an additional game from their catalog, which is Money Magic. And this is a game that helps students learn the skills around budgeting for a small business, such as Enzo the Magician on his career journey. So once you've reviewed these 2 activities, we're going to go into these games in a little bit more detail in a moment, but taking a look here and going through these, then you share this link with your students, and this is the student challenge page. So it's a link that's right here that's on that site. You'll share this out with your students, give them the join code. If you do not recall your join code or you can't find it when you go back and play the game, there's a little button on the site that says retrieve join code. You're just going to enter your email address, and it'll send that join code right back to you. So when your students get that link to the student challenge page, they'll be confronted with this pop-up to enter their join code. They'll enter that, they'll join the challenge, and they'll get started. They'll be brought to this welcome page, which will introduce the students to the challenge activities. They'll go through a quick pre-survey to capture a little bit of information as they begin the challenge, and then they'll be directed to the challenge activities. And this is where they'll be offered the chance to play either Credit Climber or Money Magic. They may choose to play either or both games. They also are encouraged to play the games multiple times. What we found through experience over the years is that the more students play these games, the more opportunity they have to change some of their decision making or try different strategies or scenarios and really capture the learnings of those different outcomes. So it's really important that we give them the chance to play again. Once they finish playing the activities, they'll go through a post survey that just assesses where they're at after playing through the games, and then they'll receive a certificate of participation. Now let's go in and watch a quick video on the first game of the challenge activities. That's Credit Climber.
Meet Alex the musician and Chris the baker, two young entrepreneurs with big dreams, and one thing standing in the way, their credit score. Your job? Help them achieve their goals. In this game, you will help Chris or Alex navigate various financial decisions. As the months fly by, they will face everyday choices and unexpected life events. Should Chris splurge on pro-level baking trays with cash or swipe a credit card? Should Alex upgrade to a premium microphone, keep what they have, or invest in soundproofing? The choices you make will boost or bust their credit score, so balancing cash flow and credit usage is the secret to reaching the top. Time keeps moving, the seasons change, and every decision matters. Then, once you're done playing, use what you've learned to create a pro tip. Draw your credit graph and write a one-sentence tip for managing credit. Ready to guide Chris and Alex to the top? Let's start the climb.
All right, so brief little overview there of Credit Climber, the game. And we're going to talk now about one of the classroom strategies that you might be able to use coming out of that. But as I'm talking about this, if any of you have any questions or thoughts so far about the challenge or questions about Credit Climber so far, please feel free to drop those into the chat and we'll kind of answer those along the way. But one of the things, one of great little activities coming out of the Credit Climber game would be something like a pro tip. So using this maybe as an exit ticket in your classroom for implementing the challenge, asking students to give one tip that they might give to another participant and how they might improve their credit score. We've seen this as a really great opportunity to assess some of that learning and dive into some deeper conversations. So you can do that in a couple different ways. You can see a couple sample ways that educators have already done this, and it's also included on part of the worksheets that you'll see later. Now, I want to take a moment to show a video on the next game, the next gen personal finance game, Money Magic. So a quick little overview of Money Magic there. And what students are going to be tasked with in this game is really to help Enzo the Magician help his budgeting, make decisions about trade-offs in budgeting types of questions, and helping him along his career journey. Both of these games have worksheets that are available to them that help to both serve as a formative assessment and a jump-off point for further discussions, or a way for you to just make this an assignment, something you can check and put in the grade book. So both of these worksheets are available, and I'll show you at the end of the session on the page right where you can find those. Additionally, there's some other ideas that have popped up as we've observed classrooms around the country and checked in with educators that are participating. I'll just go through a few of these tips now that you might introduce into your classroom. So as students are finishing up, ask them to write their credit score that they achieved on the whiteboard, and maybe have some small prizes or raffles or something like that in recognition to students who get the maximum score, right? So just a quick way to recognize scores in your class. Also, looking at a high-low, look at folks that have high scores and other students that did not achieve as such high scores. What were the things that they did that led to that? So I'd be interested to understand a little bit more about some of the strategies that didn't work. Why did their credit score go down? Do they understand that? Another interesting way might be to small group students into two or three, have them each playing the game together on their own devices, but making different decisions as they go through the game, so they can see where the results then begin to diverge. And then also just printing out the challenge worksheets, providing to those students, giving them something, an activity to work on. Again, a great substitute lesson plan or what have you. Great. And then, so I see we have a few questions that are being answered in there. So I'll let the folks answer in the chat. Joy, if you find anything that you want me to hit on, please interrupt me and stop, and we'll go through there. Um, After you completed the challenge, going through the games and the activities and the worksheets and all of that, and you still want to take your students a little further, at the bottom of the page, we also have some extensions into the Intuit for Education product. We've curated lessons, videos, and some worksheets on the topics of budgeting and credit that allow you to take a further step into Intuit for Education, get into the courses and all of the things that we offer there. So it's a great jump off point to get into the larger personal finance courses, the entrepreneurial finance courses that are available to all of you there. Now, I want to take a moment here and talk about the impact tracker because I think this is a really powerful tool for those of you that are trying to use this as a way to be incentivized and to be recognized in these different tiers. As of today, we have over 17,000 participants that have been engaged in the challenge. 35 days left to play, and we're going to take you in here and show you some granularity here, give you some examples of these different tiers, so we can hopefully motivate you to get participated and share this with others at your school. When you get into the impact tracker, you're going to see that it's a map where you can click into any one of these states. You'll see the number of schools that are in the Catalyst tier. That's our tier that gets the digital badge recognition. The Momentum tier, which allows you to get a banner for your school and $50 per educator that participates. And then the Velocity tier, which is five or more educators at your school that are participating. This is the banner, the trophy, and $100 per educator. So just want to highlight those as opportunities. So as we click in here, I will show you an example of what this looks like. If we go into Florida, you then can go in here and see all the schools that have participated. You can find your school on this list. And when you do, you'll see the educators that are registered. And none of this, there's no personal identifying information. That's the other thing important to understand about all of these systems. We collect no personal data from students, and all of this stuff is anonymized for everyone's benefit. So you can see the number of educators that are registered here. They are in the Momentum tier. They have three educators. So that means they're going to get some money at the end of this challenge. And they're 60% of their way there to the Velocity tier. So they just need two more educators to play with 10 or more students, and they'll be getting a lot more money for their school. If I take a look at somewhere like, let's say, take a look at Pennsylvania here, and we'll go to Reading Muhlenberg, and they have two educators, 67% of the way to the Momentum tier. So they're in the Catalyst tier right now. So they just need one more teacher, and then they'll be getting some money. Very exciting. We've already seen some schools that have reached the Velocity tier. One of the first in the country to do so is Kiowa High School in Hawaii. They have five educators that have now participated, and they've reached the Velocity tier. So it's an easy way for you to look around and see how you're doing. The results update, I believe, every night. Navia, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong on that one. I don't know if it's instantaneous. So if you don't see your results immediately, give it to the following day, and you should see them pop up there. But again, a really just visually engaging way to see how you're doing. Check in on schools around the country, and work towards those tiers of getting some resources for your school. So again, the Catalyst tier is two or more educators that participate, recognized at the Catalyst level with a digital badge. Three or four educators that participate helps to get $50 per teacher in classroom supplies for your school and a banner that you get to put up in your hallway, outside your main office, wherever you'd like. And then the Velocity tier getting to five or more educators. So really trying to create something that we can share out and get more and more students across the country engaging in an hour of personal finance. As we're doing this next poll, I'm going to pause to take a look there and see if there's anything else in the questions box there. But we're going to pop this next poll up. And as we're thinking about this, we've this year's topics are on credit and budgeting. Want to also just take a temperature from all of you, and what are the other topics that you might be interested in us preparing challenges around? So if you wouldn't mind just giving us a little response to that question there. So great question on the classroom supplies. You will be receiving a gift card that is being sent to the school so that you may use those towards classroom supplies. So it's actual just cash that you would be able to spend wherever you need. Investing, great topic, Bob. Appreciate that suggestion out there. I know that's something that we've had there is currently a game on investing that we've built out, which is in the previous version of this, um, that you can find on the arcade on Intuit for Education. Knowing about taxes is important with regard to budgeting, gross pay, net pay. I think that's really important. Yeah, understanding income and the implications of that in taxing. Love it. College financing, appreciate that. Oh, and I saw there we are. So taxes looks like the most resonant topic for this group here, and followed by business marketing. So something interesting to explore there. Um, and I love the participation here. Let's see. Is there anything else in the chat, Joy or Navia, that we have not had the chance to answer yet?
I think we're good, Nick. Thank you.
Wonderful. So again, just to recap here, and I'm going to take you through as we finish up here in the next few minutes. I'm going to take you through the page and walk you through everything that we've done here. But we're challenging all of you to help us bring an hour of financial literacy into your classrooms. Help us to make this next generation the most financially confident yet. Bring those life lessons that we've all learned the hard way, so that our young people don't have to learn those the hard way. The challenge is open now and it runs through tax day, April 15th. So a great activity in the in-between times as you're coming in and out of spring break times and you have, an extra Friday or what have you. All of these resources are great to play. And if you're looking for more supplemental activities, we'll take you through and I'll show you all of those now. So this is the page and this is basically everything I've taken you through. If you haven't seen this yet, and Joy can drop this link back in, but this is the microsite for the event. Click here to register. You'll click here to start the challenge. Again, open till April 15th. Here are the 3 easy steps to participate. So you're going to review the activities. This is the link to the student challenge page. So it'll take you right out to the student challenge page. Your students, you'll give this link to your students, hof2026.intuit.com/student. We'll click to get started, and that's where they enter their join code. If you don't know your join code, as I mentioned before, you click on this, you'll enter your email address that you used to register, you click submit, and it will display your join code, and then you'll have that immediately to enter to provide to your students. You're on this webinar now, so thank you for joining us, taking that call to action. Here's the overview of the 2 games. This is where you can find the worksheets for both games, so those are always available to you. You've got the link to the impact tracker and a view of the impact tracker here. We've got the information on earning recognition and awards. There's a link here to our full official challenge rules if you have any questions. This is the video that we shared at the very beginning of the session with the insights from the other educators that have already participated in the challenge this year. A full set of frequently asked questions. We'll go through all the additional questions that you might have about the challenge. And then finally, the area to build on that learning. These are the links that take you into Intuit for Education lessons. There are videos here, and there are additional worksheets to help your students dive deeper into these concepts. So we hope that this is something that is resonating with you, and hopefully coming back to something that all those things you mentioned early on, easy to share, something that's engaging, fun for students, meaningful learning, all of those things. And we hope that we can count on you to participate in this year's challenge, and hope that we can provide you some financing to help provide some classroom supplies for your school. So I thank you all for joining us today. If there are any additional questions, we'll stick around here as long as we need to answer those questions. So thank you very much, and happy challenge with the Intuit Hour of Finance Challenge.
Friendly reminder for any of you that are still on the line and have questions, you can pop them into the chat or feel free to take yourself off mute and ask Nick and Nadia and Emily and myself.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
Hi, Bob. How you doing?
I'm doing great. As I mentioned in the chat, I just wanted to first say I am so thankful for Intuit and all the things you're doing to encourage the financial education of kids. Amazing company. We were surprised to get the award last year for our school. It was the second year I participated. I had no idea that could happen. So the fact that we got something and the kids did a great job. And one of the questions has really nothing to do with an hour of finance, but I'm going to be giving a presentation on Intuit to our faculty.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, and I got a nice box from Intuit with like all the little goodies to give away and stuff. And I'm getting a little nervous, so I was just wondering who would I contact just to get a little confidence in what I'm going to be talking about?
Absolutely. Emily, I wonder if should we just grab Bob's email here and have someone follow up?
Yeah, that would be great. If you want to just pop your email in the chat, or actually I can also, let me put this one in here too. And if anybody else needs to email, and then we
Angie,
can.
Excellent question there as Emily's putting her email in there. And Bob, if you don't mind putting your email in there, yeah, we'll follow up and make sure you get the resources, the confidence that you need to deliver a great presentation. Angie, if you go to the Intuit for Education page directly, you can set up an account. You can go right in there. There's a QuickBooks certification course that's available under courses. And you can go in there and get your students in there. The way that the new QuickBooks course has been built, it's utilizing Test Drive, which allows your students to actually get into the product and the different input screens and play around without having to set up the accounts. So it's streamlined a lot to help educators in that specific use case. So look for Intuit for Education. Go to, there it is. There's the link right there. Navia popped in there. Go there and look for the QuickBooks certification course under courses. Good question. I believe, and let me see if I'll just pop in there and see if I can see real quick. Let's see here. There are 8 units in the Quick